G'day guys, how's it going? Alright, so what we're doing in this video is basically the budget bike build of a mini adventure bike. Now, in previous videos I've asked and people have been commenting, giving bikes and models and all that kind of stuff. I've spoken with Alistair, ran that through him and we've discussed it and all that kind of stuff. And we've come up with a whole series here. Now there's going to be, I'm going to pick one that I reckon is going to be the best thing. Now what we've got to remember is when I'm talking about all this stuff, it's general terms. So there's going to be exceptions to the rule. Terms that I use can be twisted. For example, I'm going to say a great beginner bike. Now when I'm talking about, let's just pick the Honda CRF 250L, that would be a great beginner bike. It doesn't mean it's a beginner bike. I mean, you chuck that in the Otways in the bloody, forest on single tracks and jumping bloody logs and all that, and you can be a hardcore rider and that'd be an awesome bike to do that. So when I say that, if you've got that particular bike, don't get, I'm riding a beginner bike type thing, if you know what I mean. Alright, so with that out of the way. So this is going to be another budget bike build, so like we're doing with the Virago at the moment. Once that Virago is done, which will be hopefully just after March, I think it is, that'll be concluded and hopefully gone. We then want to do a budget bike build mini adventure bike, and I want to start work out what bloody bike we're going to get now, so that I can keep an eye on the sales, and because I don't want to come at the end of the other thing and then I've got like a couple of weeks to try and find a bike, so I can keep an eye and try and find that model for a bloody great price. So what am I doing? So the idea of this is to get a mini adventure bike. So we're looking at the 250 class. It's a bike that someone who is a beginner, now when we say a beginner, maybe they've been a road bike rider and they're looking to now go off-road. Maybe it's someone that's only just started motorbike riding and they're starting off on doing the dirt stuff. So a bike that someone can hop on, feel comfortable on it, and just jump on it and do little mini adventures. So that means that they can go camping on it, they can travel along the highway, then get off into the dirt area that they've chosen to go to, carry all their bits and pieces, and also we need it to have a fairly decent fuel range. Obviously it's a 250, so the fuel range straight up is just going to be crap. So we've got to find out a way of either increasing the fuel capacity, like changing out to a different tank, which is I think going to be pretty hard with a lot of them. So it'd be like adding, whether it's a jerry can strap to the back or system, and I've got some ideas in my head already for that type of stuff. And then it'll be like adding bash plates, bark busters, working out maybe pannier racks. It might not be a pannier rack, it might be something different where we have layover bags with maybe a little bit of a support or something like that. Trying to do it all on a budget. So without any further ado, here's what we've got. Here's the lineup. So we've got the Honda CRF 250L. Now these prices that you can see there, that's basically in Victoria, the state of Victoria, and that's, you can buy this brand new right away. So all these bikes are single cylinder. They've all got, I think they're all 21 inch. They are 21 inch front tyre, and the rear tyres are all 18 inch. Now the clearances and the seat heights and fuel tanks and weights and all that kind of stuff, the more I bloody search on the internet, I mean, there's a lot of misinformation. I think it's misinformation, and it seems to get easily replicated throughout the internet. When you go to the manufacturer websites, a lot of the time they don't have a lot of the information. I was really bloody surprised, and I think last time I did this I said the same thing. But so give or take a little bit on on the specs, but they're as close as possible. I mean, I noticed there was one that was, I think it was the Suzuki DRZ250, where the manufacturer listed the price, or Suzuki, but then someone did a review and they were questioning, they had the bike there in front of them, and they were questioning the height that they'd actually put there. So anyway, all right, so this Honda CRF 250L, the seat height is 875 millimeters. So we're talking metric here. Guys who don't use metric, obviously the Americans, you'll have to convert that out, unless I've already done it, but the fuel tank 7.9 litres, and the weight is 144 kilograms. All right, straight on to the next one. Yamaha XT250. So it's the same price, $6,990. Now the seat height on this particular bike is really, really low, and I'm loving that for the beginners, basically, because that's the thing. If you can jump on a motorbike, put flat feet down on the ground and just hold the bike like that, that instills confidence. And as we know, when doing anything, it doesn't matter whether you're riding a motorbike or whatever, if you have confidence, you're going to be straight up better and learn better. All right, so its fuel tank is 10 litres, so that was a really big bonus for this one. And the weight, it's only 133 kilograms. So the Yamaha XT250 for me is out there winning it. The Suzuki DRZ250, so it's 7,999. Sorry, I don't know if I mentioned the Yamaha. You would have seen on the screen the 6,990 for the XT, so price point's pretty good too. So the DRZ250, 7,999, seat height 890, 10.5 litres, 131 kilograms. So it's another good, apart from the seat height, the DRZ250 is another good option in my eyes. All right, so now the other thing to consider here is all these bikes that we're mentioning here. The service intervals are all pretty much the same. All the motors, all these bikes are pretty much bulletproof. I mean, they're just a single cylinder, air cooled. I think they've all proven themselves over the years. And then you can delve into suspension and start getting into nitty-gritties, and there's going to be ones much better and all that. But when we're talking about beginners, intermediate stuff, it doesn't really bloody matter. Buy the bike that bloody looks good to you and spins your wheels. All right, so we've got the Kawasaki KLX 250S, 6,999, seat height 890. Fuel tank's only 7.7 and it's 134, so it's there as well. It's obviously the seat height that's killing it, and the fuel capacity is a bit less than the other ones. Now the Yamaha WR250R, it's 9,528. So for me, it's just the price point. We're doing a budget bike build. It's just that one's just going to blow it out there. But I needed to put that in here. Its height seat is 930 millimeters, so again that's just way too high for a beginner. Unless you're 6 foot or more, well then it's not a problem. Fuel tank's only 7.6 litres and the weight's obviously good with 134. So in this application, what we're doing, I think the Yamaha WR250R is an awesome bloody bike, but in this application, no good. And I thought I'd throw in a 400 here, so the Suzuki DRZ 400E, because it's a great little bloody adventure bike, but it's too high. It's 935 millimeters. It's got the good fuel tank range comparing to everything else that we're looking at here of 10 litres. It's only 138 kilograms, but it's 899, so it's high, but it's obviously a bigger engine bike. So there you go. That's all the ones that I think we've got the decent choice out of. Now that's here in Australia that we can get our hands on. These are all current models that you can buy brand new. Now obviously there's going to be lots of older stuff. People have mentioned TW200. I think when I looked there was only 2 and they were really old models. So I've only got the option of sticking with Australian stuff. in my eyes, it's between the Honda CRF 250L and the Yamaha XT 250. And when you break it down to just to those two bikes, so what I'm going to say now is, if any of these bikes in the lead up, and it's a bargain, and I reckon it's a good bike mechanically and all that kind of stuff, it hasn't been rooted. We could end up with any one of these bikes. No, well, not any one of them. I think. Bloody hell. Let's get the marker out. Let's cross the Yamaha and the DRZ. So that one, or any of those ones. My pick. Sorry guys, I'm rambling now. I get like that. Yamaha XT250. That's what I want to go with. I reckon if I can pick up a second-hand one of those bikes, that's what I want to do. The reason why is basically that seat height. I reckon that's a fantastic one. It's going to suit a whole range of sizes of people. And being a beginner, that's what I reckon the deal. The price point's fine. It's got a 10-litre tank and it's only 133 kilograms. This bike's really narrow as well, so that adds to that for the beginner. It was hard to not pick the CRF 250L because it's a great little bike. I rode that, but and people say that CRF is in all the countries. There's lots of aftermarket stuff for it. Everybody loves the bike. It's very popular. But you know me, I don't like to follow the trend of popular or the KTM. I kind of like shy away from that. For whatever reason my brain does that, I don't know. I think it'd be good to do something different, everybody buys a bloody CRF 250. There's plenty of stuff out there on all that. So I reckon the Yamaha XT250, from the point that there's not a lot of that now, that's going to hurt me in the sense of getting aftermarket stuff. I've started to look around. I know I can get a bash plate here at Ballarat from B&B Off-Road. They make a bash plate for it. They make a master cylinder thing, whether I would worry about that. I know I can get bark busters to go on that. The seat actually looks pretty damn good. It's quite a flat seat, so I don't think there's a problem with that. B&B also does a luggage rack, so just the top luggage rack for it. I think that was pretty much. And you can get screens for it as well. Like was it Bikes for Screens? Do a screen for that as well. And I think that's pretty much it. When it comes to luggage, whether I use Wolfman or I use some canvas army bags or something like that, I'd like to do a paint job on it as well. So the Yamaha XT for me is what I'm going with. Tell me what your thoughts are. Tell me if I'm bloody crazy. But I think that's the reason why I want to go with that. But having that said, when I was looking, I think there was like 9 of those bikes in Australia second-hand in there. So it may be that I can't get one for the price point, and we might end up with a Honda CRF 250 or a DRZ 250. But all right. There you go, guys. Tell me what you reckon in the bloody comments. And so that's it. I won't. Obviously, I'll comment back in the comments section, but I won't do another video now in reference to any of this. The mini adventure budget bike build. That's what we're doing. Any of those 4 bikes that you can see there that don't have a cross in it, if they come up in the up to the lead up to March, that's what I'm going to buy. I'm hoping to get the Yamaha XT250 is my number 1. That is my number 2. And between this one and the Kawasaki, I don't really, they're kind of like on par, I suppose. Beautiful. There you go, guys. All right. Keep on riding, and if you ain't riding, keep on keeping on.